is going to be part of it. I love that idea, part of it, because that man is brilliant, and I see a future for him. I truly do. People could just get over the fact that, he is gay and he's married to a man. Yes, he has 2 children, but get over that. He's happy. He doesn't hurt anyone. He loves his family, and he is great at working. I mean, as a transportation secretary, this man has been all over the country, and when he speaks, he is eloquent. He knows his facts. He knows how to defend the party. He knows how to defend President Biden. I mean, I love this man. So I feel that he has a great future coming up. I really do. So I'm happy that he is part of this group that's going to be in this this retreat. I really am.
Yes.
I would add something. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I would add, I think you're right about that. And, when he ran, he knew what he was going to face. And it took a lot of courage for him to run and know he's going to face all this stuff. And so he did a service actually for gay people by, being a role model. And he did well. So I think he's a very good example. And I just want to mention something, though. I just heard that Thursday from 10 o'clock for about an hour and a half is going to be, you'll be able to hear what goes on in the Supreme Court when this issue about immunity is coming up. So it will be, you'll be able to hear it.
Really?
Thursday, between 10 in the morning and maybe for an hour and a half or something like that. And they introduced the lawyers. And one of the lawyers for Trump, I didn't know him, his last name is Mitchell, but he was the one who came up with the idea of having, what do you call them? People going to report on women having abortions, like, what do you call it? Give them money who turn them in, That's going to be one of the attorneys for Trump.
Oh, that's hysterical. Where is it going to be? Where can you hear it? C-SPAN.
I'm going to be looking it up, but it seems to me we can look it up. But it seems to me that since it's going to be put out, usually they're not, that we can find that out. But I don't know for sure. It could be all of them. I don't know. But I'm going to look it up.
Okay, and then I also want to let everybody here know. I think I already told Lori, and I'm here to tell David, just reminding you and everybody else here. I know Rich from California, conservative voter, called in last week, and I talked to him earlier, and he should be calling in tonight. And so, as usual, I'm going to try my best to kind of help clear the air and just kind of give him the answers that he and others are basically really wanting to hear. So hopefully he should be calling in a bit.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes. Hey, so now, what do y'all think about Krista Noem, the South Dakota governor? She is in the running, the Trump's running mate. He mentioned her name, and Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina as possible running mate. And, she had a rumored love affair with Corey Lewandowski. How do you feel about that? Because she won on family. Call herself a Christian. Been married to her husband for so many years, but yet still openly she's carrying on this affair. Doesn't that leave a bad taste in your mouth? Lori.
Well, sure. I mean, especially if you look down at other people that have done what you've done. That's all. I mean, and then brag about it. It's just.
Well, you know what?
Right.
You know what? To tell you the truth, I would say that this whole thing really doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, especially with who they've propped up for their nominee on the national level. I mean, it's just, I figured that they were going to quickly overlook that or simply pretend that it didn't happen. And that's why I haven't really raised much issue about that. I don't think that she's the worst person that we have, but I mean, clearly it's something like that just wasn't made to be a big deal, apparently, in the eyes of many.
Unless it's because she's a woman, she can't get away with it. Though Trump does.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really talking about the whole Marjorie Green thing. Wasn't there a story where Marjorie Green cheated on her husband with a guy from the gym or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, two guys from the gym, actually. You know,
that surprised me.
what happened. So Jimmy Kimmel last night was off the chain and he was on fire, and he was making a point that a man who cheated on his wives demand loyalty. I mean, the Republican Party behind closed doors really rub Trump and say, "Oh, he's disgusting, he's a piece of shit," but yet still, for some reason, they're just afraid of him. So, Susie, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
What do you think about, the Republican Party, all of them being such cowards? There's only Nikki Haley and the former New Jersey governor, Chris Christie, standing up for Trump. Everybody else was just kissing the ring and bowing down to him. Don't you find that deplorable and disgusting?
Yes, they're two-faced. They say one thing and do something else. And they're all, this whole business about the Trumpers and the MAGAs, it's like what happened back in the 30s. Because of the immigration, Italy and Germany didn't like all the immigrants. So then, get rid of them. And they were nationalists, white nationalists, not fascists. And that's what's happening here. That's the excuse. We got immigrants. Our country was built on immigrants. The only Native Americans are the real citizens, right? We're all immigrants. So now they're saying, oh, but we only can be white immigrants, so we're fascists, get rid of them. And that's the basis of their party right now. It's ridiculous. They don't care about anybody. They want to, just to think about giving back Social Security and Medicare that we all paid in all the years we worked. It's our money. And then give, like you said, Dave, all the tax breaks, the biggest tax breaks that we're still paying for and put us in debt for the rich. And the reason people are bitching about inflation is because the damn corporations never lowered the price of their products. They were making a killing. They want to keep killing. Smaller bags with hardly any chips and a lot of air, and they're charging more than they did, before the COVID. That was the excuse. And nobody backed down. And it's disgusting. And gasoline and prices and stuff, if there's storms going through the South, that's going to be a perfect excuse to raise gas prices, So, corporations have too much power, and they're bought.
And then I want to cover something afterwards.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah. Another thing is Donald Trump is running on immigration, and he wants to tank the border bill that Republicans and Democrats in the Senate worked so hard for weeks on. And Speaker Johnson went down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring, and it was even a worse deal or a better deal than the previous speaker had, and because Donald Trump don't like good things and wants to see America suffer because he wants all the political gain and mileage of killing that border bill. He wants to look good because Republicans have nothing else to run on besides, why not do the border, securing the borders, and it's this whole facade, this political theater.
Yeah, they're lying like hell. They're lying like hell. There is a deal. And a lot of the far lefters don't like the deal because it's too brutal. But, it's better than the Republicans ever got before. And it's been there, and they won't use it because it'll make the Orange Monster look good.
Right. And so is there a way that...
to say about that, George? I was thinking about, I remember back when President Reagan, it seemed like others, that they went on TV at times because they were in a position to do that. And I don't see that happening much. Just go, there's tight TVs put aside because the president's going to speak. And they addressed issues and then brought that out publicly. If the people, a lot of Republicans have to be on or have relatives that are on Social Security. So I can't figure out there's got to be a whole lot of people that don't want to lose Social Security that maybe are not being heard or don't know about it. But then I don't know why the president doesn't use the TV at times. I'm sure Reagan did it, and others, they're going to talk. It's not the State of the Union or anything. They just come on and talk. And I would like to see that happen about issues so that people will hear things that they're not hearing. Because if they don't know this is happening, that says something about them. They're not getting informed or doing what they need to do to find out. That's true. I mean, I listen to everything all the time because I'm crazy, but they don't, they don't want to do that, even to find out. And so we have to have some way, and I think the president could have the time, at least they used to go on and address real serious issues like the border, so that the people that really are along with curbing the border can hear what was put up, and then just saying, well, then Trump's going to say it was horrible. But if you don't even know what it is, that says a whole lot, and I address that.
Well, and you know what?
The news channels did today list what was in the bill. They did bring it out. I saw it on 2-3 different stations. And they mentioned all the things that is in the new bill.
Does Fox do that? Do you think Fox or OAN or any of those did it?
Oh, I never.
And you know what? There is something that I would like to bring out right quick.
A regular TV, local TV,
Everybody.
ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, they had it. The normal channels.
Right. And you know what? There is something right quick. There is something that I do want to talk about right quick in terms of the
President Biden spoke at South Carolina's first in the nation dinner in Columbia, South Carolina. And he took aim at the grocery stores for ripping people off amid continued high prices. And he said, we're being played for suckers. He's absolutely right. And this is part of why people are, and George, you brought out a good point, because this is exactly why people are upset with Biden, because the Republican Party, for a long time now, if you think back since COVID, since President Biden took office, and we've had inflation, we had a lot of problems. Biden has fixed a lot of things, and inflation has come down. But they know that the public understands what inflation is, and there are some people that if you're not making a great amount of money, you do feel when you have to spend almost $5 for a loaf of bread, or $4 for a gallon of milk, a half gallon actually, those sort of things. And your eggs, sometimes $2, $3, $4 a dozen. And we know that these grocery stores, chains that are owned by these corporations, are jacking up prices, and there's no one to tell them that they can't. And so the blame goes back on who? President Biden and his administration, because people don't really understand that he cannot control pricing. He can complain, but he can't control pricing.
I'll tell you what we can control. Wait, hold on 1 second, right quick. I want to say this.
1 second. If they would just get out there on it, when they hear someone say, "Oh, it's inflation," well, get out there and explain that Kroger, whatever store it is, they're screwing you in a nice way. You know what I'm trying to say? And if people understood that, then maybe President Biden would have a better approval rating. That's my thought. And go ahead, Eric. Something.
Yeah, I was just going to say this, and I want to say, so yeah, you're right. He may not be able to control that. And generally presidents, senators, Congress people, that they're not in control of those things. I'll tell you one thing we could control.
No.
And I'll tell you one thing we can control. We can control how we strategize, organize, mobilize, energize, and realize, which is the hashtag that I created, SOMER, Somer or Summer, however you want to pronounce that. And so I'm still putting together this 20-state strategy, as we've talked about. And I have the 20 states here. And by the way, is Elaine here? Did she call in yet?
No, she's not
No.
feeling well tonight.
Okay. So we have Okay, got you. So here are my 20 states that I have, and I hope a lot of the Democrats who are watching this to pay attention to this here. Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Minnesota. We have Maine, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. We have Florida, Georgia, Texas, Nevada, Arizona, and we have Kentucky, Tennessee, Iowa, Missouri, and New Hampshire. Now, those are the 20 states that I have so this 20-state strategy is not just applied to 2024. This is what we have to do also in 2026, 28, 30, 32, going forward. And part of this 20-state strategy is not just about explaining to independent and undecided voters about why we are pushing Biden-Harris and the accomplishments and the achievements that they've done. It's also about pushing top Democratic officials to go to those states and to brag about the things that they've done or have tried to do. You know, we've talked about the capping of insulin at $35 a month. We've talked about the American Rescue Plan Act. Part of that act was adding $7.25 billion to the Paycheck Protection Program, which was a thing that was essentially a loan that was backed by Small Business Administration that helps businesses to keep their workforce employed during the COVID crisis. And so Biden, when he passed that act, it invested $7 billion into that program. Not the Paycheck Protection Program, the Economic Injury Disaster Loans Advance Program, it invested $15 billion into that. The PACT Act, which gave healthcare to veterans who were exposed to toxic burn pits. The CHIPS Act, which brought over 800,000 manufacturing jobs here. So I say that even with some of those states that I listed, and I understand that I might get some disagreements here because I know some of those are red states, but we have some blue representation out there, and the demographics are slowly but surely changing in a lot of those states, especially Texas with Beto O'Rourke, who almost won both times. And I say that when we really talk to those states, tell Democrats, hey, the officials need to get down there. We need people like the Obamas to go speak down there. We need the Obamas. I would even say like the Clintons and Biden and Harris and all top Democratic officials. They're going to have to talk to activists and organizers in place right now. I know people don't really trust polls, especially since 2016, but that's how we're gonna go forward from there. And I want to dive a little bit more into that. I just got word that Rich is calling in, so go ahead and bring Rich in. Rich, how you doing? We got Rich, conservative voter from California. How's it going?
Rich, welcome to the show from California. Hello, Rich. I am doing excellent, you guys. Thanks for having me again. I want you to know I'm here with my MAGA hat on.
Right.
And I have like a American flag caped over me. And as I said that, a bald eagle just flew by. Now, I want to answer Lori's question real quick, and I'll make it short. Like, you're saying, well, why doesn't Biden go on TV? And somewhere I remember someone said, never underestimate Joe Biden's ability to screw things up. That was Obama that said that. Well, you know, if Biden went on TV, he'd be like, he's trues to be self-evident. You know the thing. You know, it's, guys, come on. If he was our dog, we would put him to sleep. But this is like elder abuse just trotting this guy out here. I think it's over for Biden. I mean,
well, you know what? Well, hold on. You know what? So let me comment on that right quick because
listen. Trump can't drink a bottle of water without like looking stupid, you know, and he can't put two sentences that make sense together, you know. So if anything, it's you know, your guy. He's incoherent in his speeches. He can't walk on some steps by himself. He defecates upon himself. He wears adult diapers. You know, he gropes women, grab them by the pussy. You know, all that good thing. So, so worse than Bill Clinton. Did Bill Clinton rape anybody? No. Well, actually,
Hold on one
I don't want to say anything
second.
because you know how the Clintons tend to get a little murdery. Have you seen the Clintons murder
Oh,
list? No, come on, no.
Don't even start with the Clintons. The Clintons are years ago. They're gone. They're not in the government. They don't do anything, okay? They're living their lives, and they do speak once in a while, but they're living their lives. So they are not part of the story. What part of the story is right now is your man Trump
Orange Mountain,
leading the polls.
and President Biden, they can talk. If you were to put President Biden and Trump on the same stage, President Biden can get him with facts and figures immediately. The only thing that Trump has over him is he's got a big mouth and he doesn't shut up. That's the only thing. And he will fly
Exactly.
my next question to you, and then I'm going to let Eric talk to you. My last question to you is, why has Trump refused, if he is the nominee, to have a debate with President Biden? Why
You
did he
mean
refuse
with
to
Biden?
do that? Yes, he refused.
Or do you mean with
He will
Nikki
not
Haley?
have the debate. He will not debate. He said that already. So why?
Oh.
Why is that?
I didn't read that, but I'll take your word on that. Well, you know how Trump's not debating Nikki Haley? It's probably the same reason. He probably thinks, well, I'll defeat Biden without even having a debate, and I think the same thing with Nikki Haley. But on NBC right now, it says NBC polls show Trump's lead over Biden growing 47 to 42, and NBC, the right wingers call it MSNBC. They're like the DNC, and so I don't know. I don't know if Biden's going to be able to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Vote, Rich. Polls do not vote.
Well,
Polls vote. No, every single day I get calls from polls, from poll takers or whatever you call these people. I won't answer them. There's no way I'm going to give them my opinion. So I never get a call. So who the hell did they call? Exactly. And you know what? If they call 25 people, and out of that they get 10 people for Trump and 5 people for Biden. Oh, Trump is up. Oh, 40%. That's what I'm talking about. People are the ones that vote, not your pollsters. They do not vote. Those people get paid to do that job. That's all they do. That is it. So I don't care about polls. Polls are mean nothing to me. Okay, when we count our ballots and we see who wins at the end, that's when we can talk. Not until then.
Well,
I don't want to hear.
Do you guys think that the majority of Americans trust Biden more with the economy or Trump? Because on MSNBC, it says 55% trust Trump. So you're saying that all very liberal and left-leaning news outlets are lying.
well, hold up. Wait a minute. Everybody, let me step in right quick. Wait, hold on. Wait, everybody, hold on a second. Everybody, let me step in right quick. Let me just say this. Here's the only way that I can answer that question. The reason why I can't say straight yes or no to that one, whether it be Biden or Trump, or whether it be anybody else who ran in the past or anybody who's going to run in the future. Here's the thing about that. And I'll tell you, I've seen this firsthand. And I've really learned this after 2016, because that both candidates were essentially tied in the polls throughout most of the election, as with 2020, and as kind of what we're seeing now. There are a lot of people out there on the left and the right who kind of lie and are secretive about who they're voting for. I know one person who was supposedly backing Hillary throughout all of 2016, up until about November 7th, the 6th or the 7th. And then on November 8th, she posted that she was voting Trump. And I've seen people do the same thing on the other side. So that's why she's saying that the polls are not 100% reliable. We saw that in 2016. You got a lot of people on the right who might not like Trump and might be embarrassed by him because of his outlandishness. They might say they're voting for him and some of them might secretly not, or vice versa. They could be afraid to admit that they don't like him and they're just going to say the same thing might happen on the left. And there's going to be a lot of people not voting at all anyway, and some people are going to vote third party. That's why I say right now, there's not a surefire way to tell. Now, I still only look at the polls sometimes just to get an idea of where we might be at. And I'm looking at some of the polls in the other states. Like I'm looking at the Arizona Senate race between Ruben Gallego and Kari Lake. It's essentially tied out there, but that's kind of a different story. So my question to you would be, I know you said that you were hardcore backing Trump for this election, and that's okay. It's an opinion and you do what you want. But You also stated in the last segment from last week when I was absent, you said that you were open to hearing why people were backing Biden. And I think I gave you some of that when we talked on the phone earlier. Now, would you like me to go a little bit more into that? Because I have a list of things for you if you want to hear it. And I'll give you each of the things, and then you tell me what you think of each of the accomplishments and achievements that were done. Is that good?
That's good.
Okay. So let me start off with this. Now, some of this I'm reading off of here, and then others I can remember off the top of my head. For one, he gave federal workers and contractors $15 an hour. Now, we tried to push that across the board to have that for everybody, but I think that's a good start there. We still want more. Let me see, on the student debt thing, there were he canceled up to $20,000 per individual in student debt, and I thought he was only going to do $1,000 to $5,000, so he surpassed my expectation on that one a bit. We got out of Afghanistan, even though that was kind of messy in terms of how it happened. The Biden administration massively lowered the drone strike, the drone war, by over 80%. You're talking, he got us back in the Paris Climate Agreement. He got us back in the World Health Organization. They were supposed to get us back into the Iran deal, but we didn't do that yet, and hopefully there's room to do that. He put a pause on, now, even though the genocide in the Israeli-Gaza situation isn't looking too good now, he did briefly put a pause on giving the weapons to Saudi Arabia to help to stop the committing of the genocide in Yemen. He's also re-enrolled 10 to 15 million Americans back onto the Affordable Care Act. 500, now I think both parties failed on the immigration thing, but 500 migrant children were reunited with their families through the Biden administration. There are some marijuana convictions that have been pardoned. There have been, they stood by the UAW workers who were told by the Republicans that they didn't deserve to strike and they should be fired. So just that's a fraction of it right there. And so before I dive into the others, just off those things alone, I mean, what do you think of that? Is there something there that you're not understanding, or would you want me to clarify something? Or go ahead.
So oh no, you did that. I appreciate it. You did it flawlessly, perfect. So the first one, federal workers getting an increase in pay, really? Really?
Well, so hold up a second. Wait. So let me ask you something about that. What does that mean? Are you saying that you think they shouldn't have gotten a pay, or do you not believe the story, or what's the problem?
I'm thinking, I think government is way too bloated. It's way too big. And I'm like a historian with what our founders believed. And I think if I go out and I ask every one of my neighbors, are you glad federal employees got a pay raise? How does that help me? Well, I mean, if it helps the IRS to get more money, from people, if they're giving the IRS agents, the federal government's too big. I mean, I'd like to get your opinion later on. If you guys think, should we just keep growing this monster bigger and bigger? It's like,
well, you need somebody.
Well, hold on a second. So
drugs, pollution, and that sort of thing. It has to be national regulations on that stuff. Each state can't say, "Oh, I'll take this pill, but not that pill." You can't be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What I would like them to see is get prices down. The only people that got cheap insulin is old folks. The young people and other people are paying $300 to $500 a month for insulin to stay alive. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, go to Canada. Go to Canada.
Okay.
Here to go get it because I have a friend who goes from Michigan to Canada. He did. He's older, but other people that are not older, they go to Canada, and Bernie Sanders took all kinds of people to Canada to get cheaper drugs for cancer and other things. That's because those other countries we're not like them.
And the same companies are selling insulin in Europe and Canada for $40 a vial when we're paying $350 to $450 for the same damn vial. Why?
Yeah, but we're on the federal workers' pay raise right now. So,
yeah, I know.
So on that part,
they got to be regulated.
Okay, so hold up, everybody. Okay, so hold on a second. Hold up a second. Let's
regulation.
try to keep it more linear. So let's go with federal workers.
In California are sky high, and the roads are crap. Big old potholes, cracks all over, and people say the same argument you say. Well, you want to drive on nice roads, do you? And they're just California's going downhill. This is why more people have moved out of California than moving into it. But anyways, on the federal workers, out of respect to Eric, you're not going to get people that believe in like independence, that believe in smaller government, or Trump supporters or Republicans, especially conservatives. You're not going to. I'm not even salivating over the fact that some some nerdy guy in the federal government with a pocket protector and glasses is over here getting a higher pay raise. It doesn't help any of my neighbors. It doesn't help anyone that I.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. To be fair.
Question, but let's go through it and then we'll go back and let me give you my answers to them if Eric agrees on that, and then we'll go back and we'll chat about it. Because otherwise, I'll never get through this whole list. So what was the next one? It was student debt.
Wait, hold up a second. Let me do this right quick. So I can only partially agree with your statement where you say, well, the thing right here might sound good, but it may not help my neighbor. First of all, you never know. I mean, in terms of you don't know where all the neighbors work at, and this person could be benefited from this.
Right.
But wait, hold on. I'm not saying that means that every single policy and achievement that I've listed is a thing that benefited every single person, because no matter who we get in office, there's going to be some people that get benefited. There's going to be some people that get screwed, and there's going to be people in the middle who are going to be not affected one way or the other, indifferent. Now, that brings me to my next point. There was a piece of legislation that was called the PACT Act, which was it was a piece of legislation that was introduced in Congress by Democratic Congressman Mark Takano, who I believe is in California. And of course, this was back when Nancy Pelosi was still the speaker. This was the Democrats had the House back in 22. And of course, it passed the House. I didn't see a reason for it not to. There was really no excuse there. And then it gets to the Senate. Surprisingly, it passes the Senate with who we have in there. And surprisingly, and I'll even go so far to say this, there were some Republicans who actually voted yes on this. There was still a good number of them that voted no on it. And of course, President Biden signed it. Now, what was that bill? That bill was giving health care to veterans who were exposed to toxic burn pits. Now, I remember doing a live, I remember doing a show in November of 2022, right before the midterms took place. And I said, listen, I want all the veterans to remember this and be aware of this. I mean, I had 2 family members that served in military, actually 3 now that I can think of. One of them is still here, 2 are deceased. But I just want people to remember and know, if you're not already aware, just so you know, the reason why they got that is because, you know, Democrats passed it in both chambers of the House or both chambers of Congress. And of course, President Biden signed it. Now, again, I'm not trying to make a partisan hack argument to say that just every last thing Democrats say and do is always correct, but just letting them know that that was one of them. And you got this because of us. What do you think of that bill so far, if you weren't already aware of it?
Okay, well, so first on the first one, the federal workers, I'm kind of in the majority there. The majority of people say that the federal government's way too powerful and way too big. So I believe, like the founders did, in limited federal government. So that's my opinion on that. On that other bill, so did the bill pass or did it not pass?
Oh, no, it passed.
The one you're telling me about.
It passed. It passed.
I have to look at it. I haven't seen it. So I'd have to look at it and see, read it, and because I don't know exactly the wording of it, or where the funds came from, or how much went to what, or what the rules were on it. But I'll look into that and I'll give you an answer on that.
Okay, and then let me bring you to the other one too, because here's some of the other ones I really want to get to as well. The next biggest achievements that were done by this administration.
What do you want to get to first?
Well, right. I'm going to cover all of them. Don't worry. Like I said, I want to make sure we go through this thoroughly. Okay. And then by the way, this is not me attempting to pressure you. I know that everybody's always asking people left and right, well, what has this administration done? Here I am providing the answers to the best of my ability. And at the end of it, you can analyze all of it and try to interpret it how you want to, and then decide, hey, this is worthless. It's whatever. But at the very least, I just want you to hear it. Is that good?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you I think Democrats and Republicans, especially conservative Republicans, we live in 2 different worlds. Even all of us would agree on that. I think the government's too bloated. It's been said every time you have the government do something, it's like taking blood from the left arm and putting it in the right arm, but you're spilling blood along the way. And I agree with what you said when you said the worst words you want to hear is, hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help you. So I believe in limited government. So on the federal workers, them getting an increase, I totally disagree. I give an F- on that one.
Okay, well, at least.
And I'm in the 54%, by the way, of people that say government is too big and federal government is too big and too powerful.
Okay, well,
I'd like to ask a question here. We don't have a bloating of the judges and the personnel that can make decisions about people at the border. That's why it gets packed up. They can't make the decisions. There aren't enough judges. And the IRS, they are wanting to cut it back, and the IRS is not going to be able to go after big money makers as they are after people like the rest of us. And they're not overbloated there. I wondered what you thought about that.
Well, the federal agents are actually cutting razor wire, for example, at the Texas border. That's ridiculous.
That's not what I
asked. Fox. It's like the Fox that when you talked about the border and the bloated. So I'm saying I'm not going to let the federal government. It's obviously the federal government's failing at protecting the border. I mean, have you heard of the impeachment of Mayorkas?
Hey, listen to me, Rich. For 1 second, I want to ask you a question. Do you think that it was right and humane for the governor of Texas, Abbott, to put razor wire and saws that actually cut people and could kill them if they came and shot? And it did. And it hurt them. And it named these people.
I do think.
Hold on, I'm not finished. And he
I think it's right to put razor wire there.
It is not. Do you think it's okay when they stop the federal agents from saving a mother and 2 children that drowned? You think that was okay?
I think Biden would just
let.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You can answer it. Go ahead. You can answer it. Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Listen.
Can I answer it?
Yes.
A governor put razor wire.
Good.
In the Rio Grande.
That's wonderful. I want to protecting our families over here in America. Family comes first.
That is murder.
I don't want MS-13 coming over here and raping my daughter.
You understand?
Why would I want these gang members coming over here and raping my daughter? Are you for rape?
America.
I gotta be honest with you. I have.
People coming over the border illegal.
Actually, you know what? I'm not even going.
Not know that.
All right.
And the Supreme Court told him that was illegal and to take it out, and he has refused to honor what the Supreme Court said.
No, actually, they didn't say to take it out.
The Supreme Court.
Yes,
Actually,
they
you're
did.
reading the ruling.
Unconstitutional.
No, they said the federal government could cut it.
So, Rich.
But they didn't stop.
So, Rich, let me say something right quick.
So he's breaking the law.
So, Rich.
Understand that? He's breaking the law. That is insane. That is murder.
Why did he stop building the wall? Because you need more Democrat voters?
No, Trump was supposed to get the wall and get Mexico to pay for it. Did he do that?
One of the times.
Okay, Rich.
Why did Biden quit building the wall? Why did he? Elon Musk today said it. David, one more comment. Elon Musk said Biden letting people come in so he can get more Democrat voters. Lori, if you were a true Christian, you would admit that that's true.
Don't go back to that.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on.
Every one of you on the line know that Biden wants more Democrat voters. That's why he's letting them in. Of course he does. Yes, that's right.
Well, I have strategies on how to get more voters. That doesn't even include that.
You guys want those Democrat voters coming over here, don't you?
Wait, hold on a second, Rich. Wait, okay, hold on a second. Hold on. This is why I'm drinking what I'm drinking.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Get those Democrat voters over. That's why you guys are against.
That's good stuff right there.
About what you're talking about.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on.
I have a question for you with your small government. Why does your government have the size and energy to be in women's crotches all the time? and in their uteruses. Why don't they mind their own goddamn business and let people live their lives?
Are you gonna go down the road about your obsession of killing babies through abortion again?
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Everybody.
And you're promoting killing a baby. Shame on you.
Okay, hold on a second. Everybody.
Promoting the fact that when I got raped in college and I wasn't done with college and I ended up pregnant by somebody I didn't know who committed a crime against me, I should not ever be forced to have to carry that to term.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Everybody, let me say this right quick. There's a couple points.
Smaller than my pinky fingernail and had no heart, no brain, no idea.
So were you?
Yeah, when at that time, but my parents chose to have me. Another got pregnant by her husband, not some stranger who attacked her. And they chose to have children.
Okay, so hold on a second. Hold on a second. So, Rich, so let me bring up a couple points to you.
17 years old, and I didn't choose any of that.
I don't believe you.
Okay, but hold up a second. Rich. Okay, but wait a minute.
He cares about people that aren't developed yet. That's what.
Yeah.
I don't believe
They
you.
got all the energy in the world in the government to get into stuff that's none of their fucking business.
Hey, Roe versus Wade's been overturned. Just live with it.
Okay, but hold on a second. Rich, there's a couple things I want to bring up to you right quick.
Oh, happy and joyous.
Fucking Supreme
Is this
Court
thing on mute?
justices lie their asses off during their confirmation hearings to get in there so they could do something to overturn an existing law that was there for 50 years.
Yeah, it was
There
bad
was
law.
no
Case law, though. You gotta get. There's nothing in the Constitution or Declaration or Bill of Rights that says you have this carte blanche right to murder a baby. Where does it say it?
Okay, but hold on a second.
They're not babies when they're parasites in your body that you did not choose to have there.
Let me. Is this thing
So are you
okay?
saying you're a parasite once?
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Rich.
You were a parasite. Critical that people that are pro-abortion have already been born.
But Rich, we've already covered this before. There's a wait. Hold on. Just say this. Let me just say this part here. There's a couple points. Okay, hold on a second. There's a couple things. There's a couple things I want to throw in here right quick. One, I think I might have covered this with you before, Rich. I think we talked about this earlier or yesterday or whatever. There's 3 quick points I want to throw out there right quick because I do want to dive into some of the other things. One, there is a difference between, and this is why I told you it wasn't my strongest issue, but I understood why many women and liberals were upset about this from 2022 with the Roe versus Wade being overturned. Listen, there's a difference between saying that I am supportive and respectful to a woman making her own decision about what she can do with her body because I don't share the same organs on certain things, as opposed to saying I'm pro-abortion or I like abortion or abortion is fun. The problem that I have with a lot of the rhetoric and the narrative that comes from the right-wing side of the media, the Newsmaxes and the Fox Newses and the Breitbarts and the OANs and people like that, is they're making it sound like we're glorifying the idea of a woman just having the abortion when that's simply not true. That's one thing I wanted to cover. Now, the other thing I wanted to go back to a point you were making earlier, and this wasn't really like something that I intended to discuss, but since you brought it up, you mentioned the state of California. And I was saying that, you know, and I know that you probably don't like him, your governor, and that's fine if you don't. But so let me just give you, and I have a list of great accomplishments that he's done as well. And he had a great approval rating even before he did these things. So I can give you a good 4 or 5 things that he's done. You tell me what you think about that. And then we'll go into the next point that I was thinking of, which had to do with the things that from the American Rescue Plan Act and the COVID relief package. So here's what I want to say right quick.
I don't think they care about that.
Well, no. Here's what I want to say about that. But here's what I wanted to say. No, it's okay. So here's the thing. So Gavin Newsom, he not only did he give, so I can give you 4 or 5 things. 1, he gave $20 an hour to fast food and restaurant workers. 2, he provided proper protection equipment for kids in schools during the height of COVID. 3, he also did a program that provided 3 free meals a day to the elderly during the height of COVID. I don't know if that's still going on, but during COVID it was. Either way, it was a good move. 4, he he lowered the Medicare age out there, at least from what I saw. I think he lowered it to 50, or he tried to lower it to 50. And then 5, he gave $600 stimulus checks on top of the federal money that they already got. And then later on, he gave them $1,000 stimulus checks, which I think mostly went to like poverty or elderly. That was a good move there. Before he did those things, his approval rating was on average 56 to 58%. He did those things and his approval skyrocketed to 64%. And so why is it that people keep telling me that the people of leaving the state of California, when those things have been done, they're giving them a high approval rating at the same time they're leaving? So like what?
I'll tell you why. Because those things, they're not really. I'll give you an example of one reason. My neighbor just had to pay his registration. Okay.
All right. Now everybody, let us handle this. We got it. But go ahead.
Would be $75. You know how much he paid? $440. Now, do you know how much of the welfare state California has in the total USA? 1/3. So what's happening is it's very expensive in California because of the taxes are going to the welfare state. So this is why people are leaving. They're like, man, it's like so expensive to live here. I can go live somewhere else and have a better quality of life without the crime, without the shoplifting right in front of you, without the tents. I mean, have you guys seen Skid Row? It's a shame, But when the Chinese John Jinping or whatever, when he came there, Gavin Newsom cleaned it up and got the homeless off quick because he was embarrassed of it. And then during COVID, you know how he was over there at the French Laundry, sipping wine because he owned the winery himself. So there's a reason. I'm telling you, it's the economy's stupid. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm using Bill Clinton's very good phrase. Just the economy's stupid. People are leaving California in droves because of those problems, crime, and now he's saying you can't have a gas card. He's passed this a governor's bill where you have to have an electric car by like 2030, I believe it was. But anyway, so there's, we can talk about that, but that's kind of not like the main thing I think you guys want to talk about.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing about that too. But here's the thing about that. I understand the point about people leaving the state of California.
Connects out of it. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. One third of it goes to California. 1/3 of all the welfare, you can look it up. 1/3 of all the welfare and all the government, the assistance and the WIC card and the CalFresh and all that, it goes to California. When Schwarzenegger was governor,
California. California supports many states.
Yeah, California supports many. But that's why people. So you notice what you guys are doing. It seems like it reminds me of Weekend at Bernie's, or what's that one where that guy's dead and they're trying to prop it up and they're propping him around pretending he's alive. California is toast. Everyone's leaving California.
I don't know who you're. Wait, hold on. I don't even know who you're talking about.
We are not condescending. We are not condescending.
The majority of people.
I don't even know who you're talking
There's
about.
more people leaving. Hold on. There's more people leaving California than moving in. That hasn't happened since like I think it was the 70s.
That's prerogative. What is the population of
It's a
California?
fact.
But there have been people leaving California before that, though.
More
So
people are leaving California
You don't like to answer the question. That's
than going in.
He will not
wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
I don't get what the population has to do with more people leaving California.
But people were already leaving the state of California before those things took place.
What's the population?
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
Google it. You
Oh,
can't Google
okay,
it.
fine. I'm looking. Hold on. Fine. I'm looking it up right now. I'm looking it up right now. The population of California is almost 40 million.
See how easy that was?
Okay, now hold up a second. Now hold on. But let me ask you this though. But Rich, I want to bring this up right. Hold on.
How much? 1/3 of 40 million. Think about that for a second, Rich. 1/3.
No. They don't have 1/3. I'm saying California has 1/3 of all the welfare state of the United States. the entire.
But Rich, but hold up. I just want to bring this out right quick because, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but there were people leaving the state of California before those things took place with the policies that I listed. So I don't think that those things are the reason why they're leaving.
Right. No,
California has always been an expensive state. I know that because I got family out there.
There was people leaving, but there was more people moving in. Now what's happening? It's like a teeter-totter. There's more people leaving that are moving in. So they're going to have a problem. They're either going to have to cut all the welfare and the benefits and all that, or they're going to have to raise taxes. I mean, California's toast. It's toast.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But Rich,
the economy of itself is larger than many countries. The economy of California is larger than like 5 other countries or whatever.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're bleeding taxpayers.
But Rich, California was always expensive, and I know that. Wait, hold on. But Rich, California was always an expensive state. But California was always an expensive state. I know that because I have family that lives out there.
He got smacked in that debate. I watched it.
But Rich,
Oh yeah, right. That's what kind of
Rich, can you hear me?
Okay, so Rich, I want to answer this question. Okay, so 2017 tax breaks, he gave 1%, a big tax break and everything. Did you get a tax break that big? Who are you talking about? Newsom? No. No. Donald Trump, when he was president in 2017, gave a huge tax break. He wanted corporations. Were you part of that? We did pretty good. I won't get into my personal life, but we got 3 properties. I liked it better under Trump and Biden. So I totally liked it. And here's the thing: I want you guys to imagine you have a business. Let's say you have a hotel business or a restaurant business. There's no way in God's green earth you're going to convince me you'd rather want Biden running that than Trump. I mean,
Well, actually, but you know what, Rich? But Rich, I want to be honest with you on something.
there's no way he would have Biden.
But Rich, I want to be honest with you about
I
something.
may not like Trump or his mean tweets, but I'm going to pick Trump.
But hold up a second. But hold up. But Rich, I want to tell you this. And I want to be 100% honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and with all those achievements from Biden that I just listed to you. I'm not going to sit there and pretend like he's my favorite person or that he's perfect. We had 25 of them running in the primary from 2020, and he was not my first choice. As a matter of fact, he wasn't even my second or third choice. He was more like my 9th or 10th choice, if you want me to be honest with you. I mean, there were so many people before Biden I would have chosen. Like, you had Corey, Kamala, Beto, Pete, Klobuchar, all those people, Elizabeth Warren, Kirsten. I would have rather had any of them at the time. And all the things that I've given you right here, he's done so many things that I didn't even expect. I mean, the massively reducing the drone war part, I didn't see that coming. The PACT Act, I didn't even think about that. As far as the other things, I didn't know if he was going to do the increase for the federal workers contractors. And I thought he was going to do it by a little bit. I thought he was going to do 1,000 to 5,000 for student debt. He did up to 20,000. So, I mean, there's been things in that area where we have a certain amount of goals and the certain things that we want to get to. And with a lot of the goals that we're trying to achieve, Biden's administration's policies has gotten us a little bit closer to that than I would say even Obama's and Clinton's did. So, of course, it's going to top over Bush and Trump. So I'm not saying that everything that he's done has been all that good. I mean, we didn't get what we wanted on the railroad strike. We didn't get back into the Iran deal. We're still out there in Ukraine. We're still out there in Israel. So I'm not going to pretend that he's perfect. But if these two are the choices, then yes, Biden is the one that I'll go with. I mean, is there something in there that you're not understanding?
I'm going to give all you guys a gift. Okay, so I'll always be honest and tell you the truth about. So remember Bush Senior, okay, and when he ran against Perot and Clinton. Okay, now the economy was horrible. Remember, he said, "Read my lips, no new taxes."
And then he did new taxes.
He raised the taxes, right? And then you had Gingrich, Speaker of the House, and they sent this big old welfare. This big old package to Clinton where you couldn't be on welfare for like your whole life. You had to show like you're trying to get a job and all that. And they're like, no way is Clinton going to sign it. And Clinton signed it. Now, I'm willing to totally say that it was a better economy with Clinton, and I think that kind of had to do because we had control of the House. But still, Clinton was the president. It was a better economy, right? And the polls were like about the same with Bush and the economy. Like right now, I'm on NBC, you guys. This is not Fox News. It says the national poll, and this was January 26 to 30, so it's kind of the most recent one. I know it's February 6th, with the margin of error of plus 3.1%. It said, excuse me, who do you feel is better qualified to deal with the economy? Now, you know where I'm going with this. 55% said Trump, 33% said Biden.
But to be fair, but hold on, but Rich, but wait, hold on. I'm sorry to cut you. I want to say this right quick. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I agree that Trump would be better for the economy.
But wait, hold on a second. Hold up. But wait. But wait. I want to be honest with you. That poll. Wait, hold on. But wait, hold on. Let me be honest. Let me be honest with you right quick. Rich, let me be honest with you right quick. I'm sorry to cut everybody off, but let me just get this point across right quick. I stated this earlier and I'll state it again. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that poll that you gave right there is 100% inaccurate or 100% accurate. You can have a poll, and we've seen this in every election, especially since 2016, where you can have two candidates that are asked, do you think this person is more likable or trustworthy, or who do you think would better handle the economy? You can do those same candidates in, say, the month of February or March, and you might have one candidate leading those polls, and then you could have the opposite candidate leading in August or September. We've seen that. Wait, hold on. We saw that with Hillary and Trump. Then we saw it with Biden and Trump, and now we're seeing it with Biden and Trump again. Those poll numbers could change at any time. So I'm not saying that it's inaccurate. I'm just saying that for right now you don't know that those minds could change over the course of time. We don't know what can happen. I'm just saying that within the moment that we're in right now. Wait, hold on. I'm just saying that with where we're at right now, I would trust Biden over Trump. But are there some other people that I would rather have over Biden? Sure. Go ahead.
I just don't think the list that you gave me about, student loan debt.
And I didn't even give you the full list, by the way. I only gave you a part of the list.
Down to reality with the voters. It doesn't seem like it is.
Okay, well, hold on a second. But hold on. To be fair, that was only a part of the list, by the way.
Are you against helping student loan debt? Helping student loan debt? Are you against that?
I would say it takes a helping in. So if helping is, look, we're going to give them more time to pay it off. That's okay. But if it's like, I've paid all my student loans and I have friends that are doctors that they're still paying on them.
20 years to pay off their student loans. How much more time would you like to give them?
Well, don't you think you should, if you say you're going to pay your bills, you should, Lauren?
Well, then why did they have in the early 2000s a law that was passed to let everybody claim bankruptcy except for students? And being a student and being educated is one of the greatest returns on investment you can have. Exactly. So what is wrong?
No, I'm with whoever just said that. I agree with you on that. It's like, it's kind of weird that they would say, oh no, you can't file bankruptcy on that.
Well, they did.
But because I agree with you on that. It's kind of like a separate issue than what Lori was asking me. But
I think that these college students could use some help. And I will say that I feel that the colleges themselves have the money to lower their tuition, but they are too greedy to do so. These college teams that play the sport that brings in millions and millions of dollars that they don't have to pay taxes on, but yet these students have to go to school and get in debt for just about half of their life. You don't think that they deserve help? I do.
Well,
I do think they deserve help.
I have a question for David and Eric, because you guys probably know better than me. What was that state that just came out and said you're not required to have a degree? Did you guys read about that?
I mean, I guess that depends on the job you go for, the career.
What do you guys think about that?
I didn't see it.
I probably should have pulled it up. I'm sorry, but I thought, what a great idea. It solves Lori's.
Are you talking
let me see.
Well, wait a minute, Rich. Now, when you say psychiatrist?
Okay, people.
Well, you don't need a degree to be a lawyer. You don't need a degree to be a lawyer, for example. No, you don't. No, I'm going to tell you something.
Trump
But
does like
there's
the
a way you can do
uneducated.
it as
He does like the uneducated.
I'm not even like,
in California. In California, there's different laws. You can go ahead and you're like an apprentice under an attorney for so long, and then you take the bar. So before you start saying someone's uneducated, at least let me finish so you don't make it.
right, but before you finish though, I want to say this right quick. But wait, hold on. But wait, hold on. Before you finish, right quick. Right quick, before you finish on that, I do want to say this. There's a little bit of a difference, and I don't know if it varies on state to state, but I think there's a difference between, you know, you can have an apprentice or have the position underneath the attorney, as opposed to being the actual attorney. If you are going to be like the Novak from Law and Order or whatever, or Cabot or whatever, I think that's different. If you want to go to that level and be an actual prosecuting attorney or an actual defense attorney, like a Lionel Granger or the Roger Kressler or whoever like that, then I'm pretty sure you got to go to school a little bit for that. Now, unless California has it different.
Yeah, California has it different. You could actually, you have to be under the attorney for X amount of years, and then you do, of course, have to take the bar and pass it and all that. But what I'm saying, I didn't want to go down that rabbit trail, because what I was talking about is there are some states, and like the one gal was saying, where in Florida and other states, and I was just reading, it was on Fox News, and there's another state that came out, and it was like 90% of the different jobs and careers, you're not going to be required to have a college degree. I'm not really. Go to say again.
That's great. Come on.
I said, now they've gotten rid of all the child labor laws, and you could go ahead and work in the slaughterhouse when you're 12 years old. No problem. You don't need school. Because they want uneducated idiots out there as
Where they're going with that.
Well, didn't
I don't
Bill
think
Gates drop out of college? And he's like
He's
one of the richest men. Not that I like Bill Gates, but
an exception, isn't he?
Okay, but hold on a
Do
second.
you realize that they are changing child labor laws? Do you realize that they are changing child labor laws a little bit at a time? And you can be 13 years old and work in the factories at night after going to school up with slaughterhouses and under dangerous conditions. Do you
is this
realize
Lori the one that's all for changing a child's gender and chopping off the little boy's wee?
Again, that's not.
Really?
You never let me finish. I think you're kind of sick.
That's what you guys are for. I'm not for it.
Okay, hang up on him. Hang up on him. I'm sick of him.
Why would you hang up on? Oh, I hit a nerve. See, she don't like the truth.
Hang
You
up
guys
on
shouldn't
him
hang up.
right
It looks
now.
bad.
I've had it.
See?
Hey, you know this.
That's,
You know that
Lori,
this
that's
belongs
called
to
conviction of the Holy Spirit.
come on and ask your goddamn show, and you get to be in charge, and I'm going to talk about this, and then I'll talk about
That's
this.
called
and then
conviction of the Holy
if I
Spirit.
feel like it, I'll answer this question, and then we'll move on to
Convicted,
this.
don't you?
There's a couple things more that there's a couple more things. Okay, hold on, right quick.
In my classes that I learned a lot about, and one did have his weenie cut off because that's what he wanted. He was an adult, and he was much happier. By the way.
Okay, Rich, thank you so much for calling in.
Well, there is one more point that I wanted to get in.
You're full of shit.
Okay, Rich is gone. Rich, yeah, Rich is gone and everything.
You want to quote only.
All right.
No, it isn't that. It isn't that, you guys. It's that he is disrespectful. Of course. And every time I say something, every time I say something, and he knows that I'm right about what I'm saying, he hates me. Because he hates women on top of everything else. So he can just never call in here again. I'm done with him. I'm done.
Okay, listen. Listen. Before we dive into the rest, let me just say this, because I wanted to make sure that this was covered on this while I'm covered on my show here too. That to anybody else who's listening to this that is curious about these other achievements and these, and again, you can believe it or you cannot believe it, or you can look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. So I've already covered the thing about the student debt reduction. I've already covered the putting us back in the World Health Organization, Paris Climate. The United States Department of Justice had cut the contracts that were with private prisons. We cut $1,400 stimulus checks. Biden passed mild bipartisan gun reform. He closed the boyfriend loophole. Let's see. He contemplated shutting down Guantanamo Bay, even though he should have just straight up done that. So we're still working on that. The Inflation Reduction Act, the lowering the gas prices. 2 years ago, gas was like $5-6 a gallon. Now most gas stations I've passed are now between $2.60 and $2.90 on average. What's that, Lori?
Eric, the thing is that what you have to understand is that the barbed wire in there with the razors in there. Did you hear his response? He doesn't care.
I think I heard part of the response. I think he
does not care about human beings. Truly does not care. And he calls himself a Christian. But they do. Yep. It's sickening. Yeah. But yet when you confront him with that, and because I am a woman and I'm not stupid, he gets all offended. And cut off a wee-wee? What the hell is that? What kind of a talk is that? I never want him on this show again. Never.
Okay.
Represents where he's from.
All right.
Represents the Republicans.
Okay. Well, listen, people. I just want to say this. This may not have gone exactly as the way I intended. I intended for this to go a lot better. That's why him and I talked, and that's why I told him. I said, listen.
No, I knew it wouldn't.
Well, you know what? But here's the thing about it. I tried, but hold on. I tried to make it go a little bit better, but I guess I was not successful in that. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay, Eric, because the thing is that he would not have agreed with not one single thing. He would have found something wrong with every single thing because he is so brainwashed. And do you know how disrespectful it is to wrap yourself in a flag? Your flag is supposed to be hanging on a flagpole. Well, I wonder why you explain claiming things that happened, like that the other person won the election with absolutely no evidence. So what kind of person, what kind of thing do you belong to that doesn't require evidence? Sort of like when he's talking about you don't need to have these education or degrees. It's just minimizing.
My brother-in-law is a lawyer. He went to law school for many to go to school, get the education required and everything. My sister was a doctor. She's a surgeon. You can't apprentice those things, because that's just ridiculous. But, another upcoming problem I have to look at is that the Republican convention will nominate Trump probably July 18th of this year. And he will have top secret national security briefings as a GOP nominee. So that's a big problem because based on past events, he never paid attention. He didn't read daily presidential briefings. Secrets that he'll get as a Republican nominee, he is going to give the details and pass it on to Putin and Xi and that idiot from North Korea who, testing nuclear weapons now and everything. So Trump, a crisis here with Donald Trump. We cannot make him be president of the United States again. And I know that Rich brought up, which I disagree with. He said the government is too bloated. Yeah. But what Donald Trump wants to do is fire the civil service. People who spent years in there and are professionals in what they do. They do, say they're Democrat or Republican. Trump wants to get rid of all those people and put in yes men and people who are loyal to him. And that's not what the civil service is about. That's dangerous. He wants to politicize the Justice Department and go after his enemies. That's not what the United States is about.
But you know what? But here's one thing that here's what I stick by. I know everybody already disagreed with me on this. Here's what I stick by. For as much as I'm doing my best trying to prevent another Trump presidency, and for as hard as I'm trying to do to help reelect Biden and Harris, I will say this. If the other guy gets reelected, if he gets back in there and he goes forth with even half of the things that he says he wants to do, or even, I would say even a third of what he said he wants to do, a third or fourth, if he's going to go about giving the death penalty to drug lifters, I'm sorry, drug dealers and shoplifters. If he's gonna go about with a percentage of the things on 2025, the Project 2025, if he's actually gonna call for General Milley to be executed, if he goes about those things and then the people who vote for him decide to then be ticked off at him that he did those things, the only thing I can do is sit back and look at those people and say, you voted for him, not me. This is what we were talking about, and we told you, stop voting for this guy, stop supporting him. So I don't know if that's me being extreme in terms of this is how you do tough love, or like, I don't know. Now, am I being extreme in that view, or am I not? I don't know.
No.
I mean, I just sit there and have to look at people. People have to make their own decisions. And at the end of the day, if they can look at the list of the things that I've given them from Biden, and they think that's not good enough, and they think that the Trump presidency would be better, even though none of them are telling you anything that he did that was better, you just have to let them live with themselves. I mean, that's just how I look at it.
And veterans and soldiers are suckers and losers. Yeah. You know, but the thing what gets me with these people, and we've had others, you know, we've had experience with others that have called in. We have given them a chance. But the problem is they are so deeply brainwashed. And Rich is also sadistic. I'm sorry. Because he does not care about human beings. Because they're not white. Or they're coming from a different country. He is sadistic. Kind of un-Christ-like, wouldn't you say? Kind of un-Christ-like? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And whenever I push him on something, he gets really angry with me. Too bad. God won't back down from that.
Okay. Look. Here's the thing. I just want to say this because I know we have about a half hour left. So listen. I just understand that. Here's the message that I want to put out here to a lot of the non-democratic voters who are listening to this show, and I let everybody know whether you like it or not. Feel whatever way you want to feel about it. This is what you're to expect from this show. We are a very pro-Democrat station, very anti-Republican. You can think that it sounds bigoted or narrow-minded, but we're telling you who we are. In this particular election right here, we're here to promote Biden and Harris, just like we promoted Gretchen Whitmer, Gavin Newsom, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, all the top Democrats, Bernie Sanders, whoever. We're promoting these people. And feel free to come on here. And if you're curious about the Biden administration and their achievements, I will be here to provide the information to tell you what they've done to the best of my knowledge. And you want any legitimate answers on why we're not supporting Trump, I can give you things besides just the indictments and the charges. So hopefully people hear that message. And I'm just trying to do my best to kind of level the playing field here. So I try my best. And you all know that.
And Eric, I agree with you 110%. That is all we're here to do, is to promote democracy. Because people don't understand. Our democracy is under attack. Our democracy can be gone by 2025. And who wants to live in a world like that? And aren't we the longest democracy so far? Pardon? Aren't we the longest democracy? I don't think they've gone over 300 years. Maybe we're getting to that point. No. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And these people.
All right, so people, I just put this on mute, so I'm getting ready to end this stream right here because we're going to close shortly anyway. So to those of you who watch, thank you for paying attention. Good night.
Because I don't know what they